Okay? Stop everything. Can we just take a massive collective deep breath for a second? Because I am literally shaking my head so hard right now that I think I might have given myself whiplash. I just finished catching up on the latest happenings in Port Charles, and I need to talk about this immediately because if I don't vent, I am going to scream. I am looking at these spoilers for the week of February 9 to 13, and I am seeing the name Portia Robinson, and I am seeing the words paternity test. And honestly, I feel like I'm in a time loop. A very stressful, very frustrating time loop where nobody learns their lesson and everybody just decides to ruin their lives for the sake of protecting people. Are we seriously doing this again? Are we? I mean, let's just lay it all out on the table. The rumors are flying, the spoilers are hinting, and my gut is telling me that Portia is about to do the unthinkable again. We are looking at a situation where Dr. Robinson, a woman who took an oath to do no harm, a woman who literally lost her mind trying to keep the secret about Trina's paternity for 2 decades, is potentially about to switch the paternity results for her new baby. I can't. I literally can't. But also, I am absolutely glued to the screen. Let's back up for a second, because my brain is going a mile a minute. We have this baby daddy drama. Is it Curtis Ashford? Is it Isaiah Gannon? The timeline is messy, feelings are messy, and Portia is... Well, Portia is Portia. The spoilers are saying she's finally going to push the button on the test this week. Maybe because Curtis is breathing down her neck, which classic Curtis always needing to be the alpha in the room. Or maybe because she just needs to know. But the real question, the one that is keeping me up at night, is not, who is the father? The real question is, will Portia let us know the truth? And I think we all know the answer to that, don't we? I mean, come on. This is Portia. I kept my daughter's father a secret for 20 years, Robinson. This is Portia. I'm going to gaslight Taggart Robinson. The woman treats medical records like they are rough drafts that she can edit later. So let's break down the 2 scenarios here, because my mind is spinning with the possibilities, and quite frankly, both of them make me want to throw my remote at the TV. But I love it. I hate it, but I love it. Scenario 1, the baby is Curtis's, but she switches it to Isaiah. Okay, hear me out. In some twisted Port Charles logic, this actually makes the most sense for Portia's happily ever after. If the baby is Isaiah's, she gets a clean break. She gets to sail off into the sunset with the handsome doctor colleague, build a drama-free life, as if that exists in this town. And finally cut the cord with Curtis. And let's be real, cutting the cord with Curtis also means cutting the cord with Jordan Ashford. And don't even get me started on Jordan. I love Jordan, I really do, but the tension there, the way Jordan and Curtis circle each other like sharks, if I were Portia, I would want to be as far away from that dynamic as humanly possible. If the baby is Curtis's, she is tied to him forever. Co-parenting custody battles. Jordan looking over her shoulder, judging her parenting. It's a nightmare. So if she sees Curtis Ashford on that screen, I can 100% see her panicking. I can see her rationalizing it in her head. Oh, Isaiah's a better fit. Oh, Curtis will just bring drama. Oh, I'm doing this for the baby. She'll convince herself that lying is the moral thing to do because she's protecting the child from the chaos of the Ashford, Robinson, Gannon. But can we talk about how unfair that would be to Isaiah? The man thinks he's becoming a dad. If she hands him a baby that isn't his and lets him bond with it, only to have the rug pulled out 3 years later during November sweeps, that is cruel. Isaiah doesn't deserve that. He's been nothing but a decent guy in a town full of mobsters and liars. But Portia, when she's backed into a corner, she doesn't think about the collateral damage. She just thinks about survival. Scenario 2. The baby is Isaiah's, but she switches it to Curtis. Now this is the darker timeline. And honestly, it might be the more interesting one. From a psychological standpoint, why on earth would she want it to be Curtis's if she's trying to move on? One word, Trina. We know Trina is struggling. We know she is looking at her mother and seeing the same toxic patterns repeating. She grew up believing Marcus Taggart was her dad. Justice for Taggart, by the way. I am still not over how they did him dirty, only to find out it was Curtis. Now she sees her mom pregnant again with another Who's the Daddy storyline, and she is undoubtedly traumatized. The spoilers mention they spent time together during the blizzard, which by the way was such a good throwback to classic soap disaster tropes. Love the atmosphere, and Portia is terrified. She's terrified that if this baby belongs to Isaiah, Trina won't bond with it. She thinks Trina will see the baby as an other, a reminder of the failed marriage to Curtis, or just a disconnect. Would Portia lie and say it's Curtis's just to force a family connection? Would she trap herself in a co-parenting nightmare with her ex-husband? Just to appease her adult daughter? I mean, yes, probably. It's so messed up. Here, Trina, this is your full biological sibling. Please love me again. That is desperation on a level that I can't even comprehend, but for Portia, it tracks. She bases her entire self-worth on being the perfect mother while simultaneously making decisions that blow up her family. If she thinks making the baby in Ashford will bring Trina back into the fold, she might just click edit on that lab result. But think about the drama. If she fakes it to be Curtis's, she has to deal with Curtis wanting to be at every appointment. She has to deal with Jordan giving her the side eye every time she walks into the hospital. She has to deal with the inevitable custody war when Curtis decides he knows best. And poor Isaiah. He'd be robbed of his child. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me breathe. The thing that really gets me is the audacity. I have been watching this show since 2015. Okay, technically I watched with my grandma way before that. But I've been invested for over a decade, and I've never seen a character who learns so little from their past mistakes. Remember when the truth about Trina came out. Remember the devastation. Remember Taggart falling apart. Remember Curtis being furious that he missed out on Trina's childhood. You would think that Portia would say, you know what? Secrets destroy families. I'm gonna be honest this time. But no, because this is General Hospital and nobody goes to therapy. And can we talk about the medical ethics violation? I know, it's a soap opera. Doctors in Port Charles are constantly poisoning people, stealing embryos, and faking deaths. But Portia is the co-chief of staff. Or she was, or she is. I lose track of the titles. She has access to the system. The fact that we all just know she can change the results without anyone noticing says a lot about the IT security at GH. Like, maybe get a firewall, guys. Maybe two-factor authentication. I'm frustrated with her, but I'm also here for the mess. If she switches the results, we are setting up a ticking time bomb. And you know how GH works. The secret will stay buried for about 9 months to a year. The baby will be born. Everyone will fall in love with the kid. Then, randomly, someone will need a blood transfusion. Or a bone marrow transplant. Or Isaiah will accidentally see a file he wasn't supposed to see. And then boom! Trina will never forgive her. I don't think Trina should forgive her if she does this again. There is only so much I did it to protect you that a person can take before they realize their parent is just a pathological liar. And Curtis, oh my god, Curtis. If he finds out she kept another child from him, or if he finds out she tricked him into raising a child that wasn't his, he will go nuclear. And honestly, I wouldn't blame him. I have my issues with Curtis. He can be self-righteous and judgmental, but nobody deserves to be played like that. Twice. By the same woman. But let's play devil's advocate for a second. Is there a world where Portia just doesn't? Is there a world where she opens the envelope or clicks the mouse, sees the result, and just tells the truth? Hey guys, it's Isaiah's. Or hey guys, it's Curtis's. Nah, that's too boring. We don't watch GH for rational decision making. We watch it for the train wrecks. I feel like the writers are backing her into a corner specifically to make her lie. They've emphasized the Curtis insistence part in the spoilers. He's pushing her. He's demanding answers. When people feel pressured, they make bad choices. Portia is historically terrible under pressure. Also, I have to mention the Jordan factor again. Jordan has been looking amazing lately, by the way, but she is hovering. If the baby is Curtis's, Jordan is stuck in Portia's orbit forever. If Portia wants to keep Jordan away from her baby bonding moments, as the spoilers suggest, she needs that baby to be Isaiah's. She needs to build a fortress around her new family that says no Ashfords allowed. But if the test says Ashford, Well, swipe left, delete type, Gannon print. Problem solved. Until it isn't. I'm honestly torn on what I want to happen. Part of me wants it to be Isaiah's and for her to just be happy. Let the woman breathe. Let her have a romance that doesn't involve mob wars or decades-old secrets. Isaiah seems cool. He's a doctor. He's got that brooding thing going on. Let's see where that goes. But the chaotic evil part of me, the part of me that lives for the Friday cliffhangers, I want her to switch it. I want the mess. I want the scene where Trina finds out and screams at her mother in the hospital hallway. I want the dramatic zoom in on Portia's face when she realizes she's lost everything. Am I a bad person? Maybe. But I'm a soap fan. It comes with the territory. And let's be real, the Portia Secret storyline is practically a genre of its own at this point. It's like the writers sit around a table and go, okay, things are too quiet. Who can Portia lie to today? I just hope that if they go down this road, they really commit to the fallout. Don't let her off the hook easy. If she tampers with those results, there needs to be major repercussions. She should lose her medical license. She should lose her standing in the community. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself again. She hasn't done it yet. I'm convicting her of a crime she hasn't committed. See, this is what this show does to me. It makes me paranoid. But come on, look at the evidence. Look at the history. Portia is infamous for lying, keeping secrets, and doctoring medical records. That's not me being mean, that's just a factual statement of her character bio at this point. I just feel bad for the baby. That little fictional bundle of joy is about to be used as a pawn in a game of 4D chess between Portia's insecurity and Curtis's ego. And poor Trina. Can someone just give Trina a hug and a spa day? She has dealt with serial killers, evil step-parents, a biological father reveal. A dead boyfriend? Spencer, come back to us, we know you're out there. And now her mom is potentially about to run the sequel to the Who's Your Daddy show. Trina deserves better.